Hey, Shalom Markins, Rakam Akapashim Jim Islam, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Hakwadash. I want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the hopeful elect, pushing his truth and all sincerity. Back again with another video. Just going to be just a quick one, based on this article here, as we've been talking about it recently. Trump wanting to bring back the guillotines, the mass executions and that. And it's all just, plays its part in the prophecies of the scriptures, right? Because for what reason would these, what some might call archaic types of, punishments, what reason would they have to come back in this time that we're in today? And like I said, all it does is to serve the fulfillment of prophecy, right? Because we know in the scriptures that the men of the Lord, not just the men of the Lord, but, we focus on the men of the Lord, that some of them are going to be beheaded, defending this truth, man. All right, so that's why, ultimately, these things are coming back, right? These old, these old methods, these old ways, right, of killing people or, executing people, right? And, Trump's being the one that's voicing that right now. So whether it comes through him, if he gets back into office and whatever, one way or another, these things are going to become prominent in the time to come, and even before now, even before this, we remember reporting on some information that we came across, which they tried to shove under the carpet, saying it was all conspiracy and whatever. All right, about a whole bunch of guillotines that were being shipped over, and mass graves and all that kind of stuff, because he's talking about mass executions, right? So you're going to need someone to put those masses of bodies, right, and whatever, right? So, but everything just kind of verifies things that we've heard and seen before, that were being touted as conspiracy or whatever, right? Things that come out later on down the line, kind of show that it's not. It's just their way of confusing the people and hiding it from the people by just saying it's conspiracy or whatever. But guess what? Now you got Mr. Trump talking about these types of things, right? It can't be coincidence, right? Of course it's not. All right, so it says Trump reported. Let me see your face. Trump reportedly wants to bring back firing squad guillotine mass executions. Said former President Donald Trump has been discussing the return of firing squads and guillotines and whether to use them as part of his ad campaign for a potential run at the presidency, according to the published report. Like, who really would run on something like that? Death. Yeah, I'm going to run on death. I'm going to, just say I'm going to execute a bunch of people, right? It sounds like a strange campaign, right? But you know what? Hey, it's something that he may bring in. So and that'll go coincide with prophecy, right? Anyway, this is Rolling Stone cited 3 anonymous sources. 2 of the sources said Trump had discussions about from bringing back group executions and the use of guillotines. I think even one of these other articles said about public executions too. All right. Here we go. It sounds crazy, but hey, the times we're going into, man, you gotta consider this, right? So the first source said Trump has considered promoting those ideas in an ad campaign which would involve airing footage of the executions, right? Put it on live. Said the former president believes this would help put the fear of God into violent criminals. Yeah, it would. It would. And that's the whole point. Certain judgments in the scriptures, man, the stonings and stuff like that, it is to put fear in individuals to prevent them from committing likewise crimes. It's true. You know. But the only problem is that Trump is not a man of God, right? So these executions and that is going to be used on righteous men too, right? I.e., the men of the Lord. Okay, because that's again part of prophecy that the men of the Lord are going to be beheaded, right? So it ain't going to be, those ain't going to be righteous killings at all, right? The former president believes this would help put the fear of God into violent criminals. The source told Rolling Stone he wanted to do some of these things when he was in office, but for whatever reason didn't have the chance. So, however, a Trump spokesman told Inside that an ad campaign featuring televised execution is ridiculous and fake news. It may well be, man. But what we need to consider is why is this even being brought up? As I say, there's no smoke without fire. What a random thing to come up, right? Surely. But no, there is some element of truth to this, right? And again, it's all because of prophecy. All right, all because of prophecy. All right, so let's just concentrate on the prophecy, man. Because whether he's in office again or whether he brings it in or whatever, the fact of the matter is, these things will be, they will come to pass. Okay, these things will make an appearance, the guillotines and all that kind of business, right? So this is Isaiah 55 verse 11. Says, let me start from verse 10. It says, for as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. All right, so the Most High speak a thing, okay, and it's going to come to pass. All right, so the Most High has already said, as part of prophecy, that men the Lord were going to be beheaded. All right, Revelation 20 verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua and for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads. Right, so because the men of the Lord are going to reject the MOTB, okay, they're going to be executed, man, beheaded, guillotined, right? Because the guillotine is the most efficient way of removing someone's head, right, in masses, right? All right, so that's why these things are rearing their heads all of a sudden. Like I said, it's not the first time I heard about these guillotines, but guess what? It come up again, supposedly by Trump saying these things, supposedly. It might have been something Trump just said in a conversation that might be taken out of context or whatever, but ultimately it doesn't matter. Okay, these guillotines will make an appearance at some point. All right, because the Most High spoke it. Okay, this is part of the Most High's will. So that's why they're going to exist. All right. So then, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Yahushua 1,000 years. Right. So this is all part of prophecy. So we're expecting to see this at some point. All right, and we have to be prepared for, the potential for being put to death in this manner. All right. This is from Proverbs chapter 20, verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? Like, Trump might not even know what the hell he's saying or what he's doing, man. It's a spirit that's upon him to say things, to do things, and to put things into law or whatever, man. It's the Most High's doing. Okay, like I said, it doesn't have to be Trump. No. Could be anybody the Most High decides to raise up to bring these things into being, right? But like I said, now it's being reported that this man, he's the one been talking about these things apparently. So yeah, maybe it's him. Maybe he's gonna, maybe he's gonna come back in office. Maybe he's gonna bring the guillotines and the mass executions into I don't know, whatever you want to call it, into being, into law, or whatever. You know? This is Job chapter 3, verse 15. It says, in a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumberings upon the bed. Then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction. Right, so yeah, you know, maybe Trump's got his orders in the spirit, you know, sealed in his head, and that's what he's, you know, moving on now. That's the direction he's heading in. You know, trying to get this, you know, in place. You know, let's say these guys are not in control of themselves. Most High is in control of all these things. That's why all these things will come to pass. All right. This Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3 says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. Okay, it's just a matter of waiting. That's all it is. You know, it's going to come to pass at some point. Right, so but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Okay, the word of the Heavenly Father never fails to manifest. All right, keep going at this. I'm going to close out on this one. Revelation chapter 2 verse 10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. Right, in concentration camps, you're going to grab some of us up, man. And it says some of our fates will be to be beheaded. Okay, will be put to death. All right. So behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death. Right. So we got to be, you know, resolute, staunch, right, into refusing the MOTB. You know, to refusing to give in to the pressure. All right. It says, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. All right. So we know we're going to be faced with these types of events, you know, and so they have to manifest. They have to come to pass. Okay, some way, somehow, they have to come into existence. All right. So you know, when we see things like this, well, there you go. Why is this propped up? You know, there's a reason for it. All right. So we just have to simply sit and wait. All right. So, you know, with that, I'm going to say shalom, Lord, witnesses edifying, and I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next video, man. So, till next time, I'll say shalom.